Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on a Walmart Wednesday. I've not done one of those for a long time, haven't I? Well, my mom and I went to Walmart a few weeks back, and we're having the 75% off sale on Christmas. So I grabbed a few things, and one of them was a stocking. I've deconstructed it so I could use it today. But it had these, it's like a mirror ball look. So it had these as the dangles. I've got the two sides of the pocket deconstructed. It was only $1.49 after, all is said and done. I got a little ribbon out of it. I got a fuzzy kind of an edge that I'm going to put over the spine of the journal. And other things I got was this, which is like a wire, and I'm thinking I'll wrap that around the spine in some way. It's only 49 cents. I got a whole lot of it there. I got these three, which I'm not going to be using, I don't believe. But they're like a felt, what would you call that? Velveteen sort of a look, but they're only $1.25 each. And I got 9 yards. You can't go wrong with that. I have napkins here, which are only 74 cents, and I'll probably use one because I like the warm winter wishes. Probably put it up that way on a page. And then I got two tag books, or gift tags, and they're only 37 cents. Some of them have like season's greetings I won't be using, but that one I could use. That one I could use if I put something else there. And that one's got Mary on it. I mean, that could go for anything, I would think. It's kind of glittery. So anyway, so those are some of the things I'm going to be using for the inside. And let me get some of this out of the way. And I'll show you. I could get the balls out of the way and the ribbon. And this is what I ended up with. This right here. So this will definitely cover a 9x6 journal cover. And that's where I'm going with. And then I said I was going to use that on the border of it, because it's like tucked under on each side. And then I've got the sewn edge there. I'm going to take that apart so I can get the 9 inches out of it. Yeah. So fun. I've also made the cover out of a pizza box. I lined it with some washi tape to strengthen. I actually shrunk it to where it's like a 3/4 inch spine, because I've chosen some of my papers to go in it, and I cut a panel to go on here just to strengthen it. And then of course in here I'm going to make my hidden spine. So I have another piece here that all of the papers will be connected to. And here's what I've chosen for the inside. I probably won't show this part. I'm not really going to do too much to the inside, except maybe put one of those napkins in here and a few pockets where I can put some of the tags. But these are what I chose to go with. I'm trying to go with the icy colors, the winter snowy colors. Now this I picked to go on the inside of each of my my cover pieces. It's got that on the back side, which is kind of cute, but I like that because it was blue. So we're going to go with that. And anyway, this has got a little bit of blue on it, but it's purple. And the teal is kind of off, but I thought I'd go with it. I've got that. It's got some blue in it and the purple. I picked some of my paper that I dyed out on the deck. You can really see the wood grain in that one. And here is some of my coffee dyed, and I really had to scrape the coffee off of those two. Here is some of the Rit dye ones that had a little bit of blue splotches in it. That's one of my wrinkled ones. And then here's some of my blue. Now that one has a tiny grid design from the rug gripper. This is one that I was doing, I think back at, I had a blue period. I was doing some blues at one point. This is Rit dye that was denim, and I love the collar. It's like a gray sort of blue. And then here's one where I put a doily. And of course I pulled out one of the doilies to use too, but I laid this doily on it while it was drying. So I got a little bit of a design on it. It's not much, but it's given it character. And of course, there's the doily. I'll figure out some way to use it, cut it down or something. This one's also got a little bit of purple in the denim color. And then I've got these 2 pages that were from Kyung, or she goes by Ren now. But she made some homemade paper one time out in her backyard. And I thought I would use those 2 papers in there. So, I got, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, don't count that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I got a good journal, monthly journal. I'll probably, it's a couple of those you can't really write on, so it's at least a 30, 31 day journal. All right, so what are we going to do here? Now, at the end, since I've not been doing the sneaky peeks lately, because I've been talking about my art and showing you some art stuff. So what I'm going to end up doing is to show you one of my books. I got these big books one time to put all of my artwork in, because I was just looking through my 2 art containers. They're really, really big satchels that I used to put everything in. And I look through them and I'm thinking, where is all of my small artwork? But they're in these big books now. They're an art folio, Etoya. I can't remember where I got these. I think they were down in Richmond or something. But they're different sizes. This one's really big. It's a 14 by 17. And it's got some of my earlier work in it. So I will start showing you some of those and maybe discussing. Now, the thing that I was talking about the other day about the vanishing point, the hallway is in here. So you'll want to see that. So what I need to do, how am I going to go about it, is to get on here and I guess measure down. Everything's in like a grid here. And see, I'll have plenty more for something else. I'm probably going to pull it over, kind of like it is now. So I need to go beyond the 9. I think we'll just go down to, we'll just go down to here. I don't really know how big or how much I want to pull over the edges. So we'll just cut it off right there. And see, I've got that left over. I could probably do a paper bag journal with that on it in some way. That's kind of cool, isn't it? I saw that and I thought, oh, I gotta have that. I got to have that. All right, let me lay this one to the side so I can see where I need to go. And make them about the same. I think it'll be right here. I hope everyone is doing quite nice today. And you're not having too much of the nasty snow. Oh, we still have it. There's patches of ground out there visible now, which is a good thing. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut this off at a like a square, you know. Let's see. Where's my cover? So it's going to be there. I can go down a little bit. And I was going to tuck some under. So I think cutting it off right here might be where I could go with it. Yeah, I went through every bit. Now, I might keep that trim. I went through every bit of that stuff for the 75% off. And I'm thinking, what can I use? What can I get to work for me? And, of course, you know, everything is about Christmas related, so you really had to watch what you got. Now that's got 2, so I guess that's here. Okay, there we go. I'll put those to the side with the other. Now let's see how I'm going to go about this, because I was thinking I needed to wrap it, but I can't really wrap it around the spine, can I? And I wanted to wrap it around here. And then I've got a little bit top and bottom. Now we're going to be using the fabric tack to do this. So let's see how it's going to be done. And I guess I need to just put the fabric tack on the front here. Hopefully I can get it to come down. I probably need to refill it again. I told you the other day I went through this stuff. Lots. Okay. So we're just going to start piling it on. I don't know if there would be a better way to do this. I know if you're using fabric, you want to use fabric tack. But there may be, I know the collage medium that I just got, the Tim Holtz collage medium, it will do fabrics too. Because he actually used some for some of these little, he's got like a little folio or something out that some people have been using. Now, I don't know what that means for all of these people that are his creators that create the pieces to feature what he has made, the new makes that he has made, or I don't know what that means for them because that's what they would do. They would take his new items, show what you could do with them to help promote the sales. And now that I'm trying to get the I'm trying to get the one little bit of sequin to be right there coming over the edge. That's what I'm trying to do there. I don't know if that's going to work on the top though. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, that works for me. So yeah, I don't know what's going to go on for these people. I used to look at that one Zoe. I think it's Zoe Hillman. And I used to follow her blog. Gosh, I got one right there. But this is going to be covered up. I don't really have to worry about these little pieces. It's not looking like they're working well, because this is actually going to be covered with the fuzzy that is going to cover the spine. Now I'm going to go back through here and cut it about right there. Won't need this part either, so let's cut that off. I've been watching that other Zoe, she's an Italian girl, and I watch her because she does these great pieces. I'm going to be trimming some more, look at me. She does these great pieces where she does like a little art journal, and I love to get inspired by what she does. Although she was showing her last art journal, and it was like everything had the same look to it. It's like, you know, I wouldn't want to do something that had the same exact look. Okay, so I went ahead and put the back on as well. That was the same process. I've trimmed it down just a little bit as well. And now what we're going to do is cut the corner off so we can actually glue this into like a mitered situation to go over the back of the cover. And then that's where that paper will come in. Now it's going to be the same thing where you're going to use fabric tack. And I'll do the one side, and then I'll come back in and do the other side without you. I've been watching this new series called Doc, D-O-C. I don't know if anybody else has been watching that. I have high hopes for it. I just don't know. Like there, I got that on a fold, and it's not going to work too hot, but it is what it is, right? Maybe I can come out just a little bit and see if that'll help. The sequins aren't wrapping around like I tried to do on the top and the bottom. Of course, I didn't pay any attention to this side. It's kind of coming off. That's stuck to my hand. It's sort of coming off here. And it's a good thing that this is silver, because anytime I touch this fabric tack to foil, it loses all of its color. So that is the bad thing about it. All right, let's see if I can hook into a few more here and fix them. But yeah, she was in a wreck, lost the last 8 years of her memory. So she forgot that she got divorced from her husband, and forgot that her little son had died, and so she's like reliving all of that stuff over again. And she wants, and her daughter is almost, she's actually an adult now and in college. So, and she went to live with her dad because her mother, her personality kind of went bad when the little boy, died. He had a heart issue. So, and then there was a guy that she was in love with, forgot all about him. So he's in the picture though, because he's there at the hospital with her. And so I don't know where that's going to go or how that's going to work out. I'm not too crazy about how this is turning out on the corner there. I don't do mitered corner kind of stuff like this very often. So, and this is a thick piece of material because it's got the backing on it as well. So I'm not so sure. I might have to baby this a little bit. See how it is right there? It might be I come in with some of that extra that I've got and do a little patchwork. All right, now I'm going to go to the back and do the same thing. Okay, so here are my 2 panels that are going to go on the inside. They are, this one I had to kind of piece together, but I don't think it's going to hurt any. This I'll put here, and then I'll put this one on the back. And probably I'll put a pocket there so you won't even notice that. So yeah, I'm going to try to cover as close to the edge as I can here. And of course I'll have to use the fabric tack. And I've got it right on the edge, kissing it. So that is what we're going to do. Yeah, so I've got high hopes for the show. Don't know if it'll live up to it. And Landman, my husband was watching that, and its son went off. It's the season premiere or season finale was the other day. So, but it's been good. What little bit I've caught of it. He'll watch it when I'm not around. And you gotta like hook up your phone or something. I don't do that kind of stuff. It's too technology difficult for me. I can't do that. So I watch it when he's there, and if I miss it, I miss it. But yeah, that one's been really good. I gotta scooch in. Good thing about fabric tack is you can slide around when you need to. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. I'll do that to the front and the back, but I'm going to rub on here for a while. Okay, I've pulled out this tag, which I want to use on the front. I don't like Season's Greetings, but I have Winter Wishes on here. Now, these 2 I cut out of something earlier this last couple weeks, and this does not suction well to my base, although it is sticking kind of good now. But I'm taking and cutting out Silver Snowflake with this one, and then I will take and stamp onto this one the Winter Wishes. And hopefully that will cover all of that up. I will do a little bit of brown on the outside edges so it does look like it belongs with that. Otherwise it doesn't. I need a little bit of washi tape because this one always slides around. So I'm using up some things that I've got over here on the wayside. We'll cut this one. And that one always goes backward. I can never get that in my head. This is my little Sizzix. I've been wanting one, and I finally got one. And it does a really good job of making snowflakes. I've got one little snowflake. No, it came off right here. Now, I do have another one I want to make, but this is what it looks like. I just have to punch out the rest of the little points there. It's one of my go-to snowflakes because I think it's really pretty. It's, if you know, snowflakes are six-sided, but it's got a few in there to expand it so it looks a little more interesting. All right, I got 3 snowflakes cut out, and then we're going to do the stamping on here. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go silver. I think I do. No, you can't read it. Okay, we're going to go with heat embossing. All right, we're going to do heat embossing. I think it would be prettier if it had silver. So we're going with the Versamark stamp pad that puts the glycerin on our stamp. Stamp it pretty good. And then we're going to go over it here. Trying to get it dead center. This is what that little circle was made for, to go around that. And then I've made a little window before, like with my dad's, not my dad, my husband's birthday card. And you can cut like a fine little portrait circle out of that. Okay. Let's see if I can get this on here real quick. Whoa, pour that on there. See if I can fish it out. Twirl it around. There we go. You hardly ever see me use that bag. I just don't. Well, I'm going to go over and heat emboss this real quick. I better use my tweezers. And I'll be right back. All right, I actually made 3 blue ones that I had with some scrap that I had over there on my side counter. I really love this. It's 663169. It's by Jen Long, and it just says framelets. I don't think it really has a name. But I use it for a lot of my snowflakes. For the winter wishes, when I'm not wanting it to be solely Christmas. There's a little bit of dark in there, so I'm going to actually go around the outside edge real closely with the scorched timber. Since our brown tones are coming into play, we can use that. And it kind of edges it. I'm also keeping my cutout here. That's the only ones that turned out. The other ones were so close that they kind of broke up because it was a scrap. So, yeah, we're going to go and figure out exactly where this little guy wants to go. I'll probably have to fix a few of these along the edge, the sequins, but I need to figure out how to put this on. And so I need to just cut right down through here. Just let me get my little sharp scissors, and I'm going to go in like this and cut it out every other one. And I'll do it that way. Okay, now I've got it, the edges apart, and now I'm going to try to figure out where I need to cut it. I think it's going to be about right there, going across. Got me a cute little muff or something else. And let's see, I don't know if I want it to be as white as I have it or not, because otherwise it's going to take up a whole lot of this front, and I don't know if I want that, because that's going to go about right here. Although I could, and then I could put some snowflakes on here. Let's just do that. We'll go with it the way it is. Now, this one bunch of thread came out. I tried to keep that one intact, but this one came out when I was taking it off the stocking. So we're just going to put some of this in here to glue this shut. I can actually still see some of the string in there. Okay. But none of that's going to be seen. So we'll just do that. Get it to go shut and hopefully have it to be about meeting evenly across here. Let's lay it against here and see what I got. This side needs to go in a little bit more. So let's put a little bit more of this. It's trying to drip out to pull it in there. I think that'll work. Now, let's see what we can do. Putting us some glue on the back side here. Remember, I'm doing a hidden signature, so I won't have to worry too much about where it's going to be sewn in. That's what I love about a hidden signature. I can just stick it down, because that part of it I'm probably not going to do with you. I'll probably show you what it looks like maybe on the next video. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. Okay. I think that's it. Right there in the center. Push that down. And then we'll see what we can do here to get it to come over. I should have refilled this guy because he's going to get drained. There's not going to be anything left. Whew. Some of that fuzz is sticking to the end of my glue bottle too. Oof. Okay. Let's see what I got. There. Just want to make sure it's down to the bottom. It's so cute. Like a little muff. Remember the ladies in the old Victorian times would have that little circular muff that kept their hands warm. I wish they'd bring those kind of things back. But I guess that's out of fashion now. Okay. You think back and like I was always reading some kind of historical romance or some kind of romance of some sort in that time period, and you wouldn't believe that Victorian era was only, what is it, within 10 or 20 years maybe, for something that made such an impression. It's the season, you know, all the ladies, not ladies, but like the young girls that hadn't gone out to find a mate or a husband, had to go out for the season and kind of sell herself, basically. And it was just really interesting the way all of that did. And I guess that was all English related, although there were some high society fluting people over in like New York and stuff over here about the same time, or by the turn of the 20th century, or 21st century. 20, I don't know, I think it's 21st. I don't know. I get mixed up with those. I just like to say 1900s or 1800s or something. Maybe that's 20th century, since it's the 1900s. Okay. So, we have our cover done. We got our little muff on the end of our book. It may come down to where I need to trim it so it looks like the bottom down here. I think this is the bottom anyway. No, that's probably the top. So yeah, this will probably have to get trimmed off. So let's go ahead and do that. There. Now, we have to pull off all the hair that's trying to fall out. Let's get our cover completed. Yeah, it's the front. So we are going to go ahead and glue him down. Hopefully I got enough left. Just a little bit. And then I'll show you how I'm going to finish with the that wire trim with the snowflakes on it, and where I'm going to fit in the dangle balls. Somebody's going to get this and think, what are those 1970s mirror balls hanging on my book for? Oh gosh, for something fun. All right, then we're going to put this right in the dead center. Just about right there. And we're going to have this going over top. Right there. I'm wondering if I need to put a snowflake on it though. Like maybe cut one in half. Well, I'm going to have a... Let me put a little bit of that there. Clog that for a minute. Yeah, I think I want to put a snowflake maybe here and like cut it in half. Or as close as possible. And I can probably go and put a little bit of this on the back side of it to hook it to the circle. Okay. Oh, well, I'm hooking the wrong side, aren't I? Okay. Maybe something like that. I'll just put it there. See where I can get with that. Yeah, that's kind of neat. And then I got to do this side. Okay. Bring this back up. And I think I wanted that one up here. Kind of looks like the snowflakes right split in half, doesn't it? Okay, let's try that. I was going to put the ribbon back on it, but then I thought, no, I'll just not worry about that. I do have some of the glue on the front up here. And let's see if I can just finish it off with the fabric. I mean the art glitter glue here, since that's what I started putting it down with. This may stick, and it may not. Okay, let's see what we got. It's over in the trees. Ugh. Yeah, most of it's on the card, so I think that we're good. This little bit up here, it should stick when it's on the sequin, I'm thinking. I'm not touching the fabric as much. All right, now the other part here is going to have to be done with the, what you call it, the fabric tack when it's over on here. Can I use one of these? Yeah, I guess I can. And I think I might put one of these. Maybe I can do that one up there and one here. And then have one up here maybe. That kind of looks good, like right in the dead center actually. So let's go with that. Yeah, this is a little painstaking one. Okay, I got all the glue on it now. Oh, there we go. Could be I just do the glue down, or the snowflakes kind of down here. Maybe one right there. I'll figure out where I need to put them, and then I'll glue them down and come back. Yeah. I really do want to put one over here, but I'm debating on how. Okay, I've got my jewel picker here, which sometimes works, sometimes not. I think I'll go with the bigger end because that may stick better. But we're going to actually put some things down from this little glitter pack that I've got. And I'm going to put a few here. And then I'm going to put, like, that one lost his foot. But go put this on top of that. I don't know if the jewel picker is going to do it, so I might have to go to my tweezers. You know, my tweezers get the job done. Ugh. Except when it wants to stick to them as well. So you see where I'm going here. I might have to do this off screen. Okay, now we're on to the wire garland. And I got to figure out where the beginning of it is. Found it, but it wasn't where I was unwinding it. It's right here. There we go. All right, so what I want to do is to wind this, and oh, I forgot to show you what I ended up doing here. So as you can see, I put one here, I put one over here, and I put several here with a few of the like silver and kind of teal. And I didn't even know that that teal matched. That was a little bag that I think Mom had gave me. But what we want to do here is to wind this around the inside and the out in here. And I may just do one strand on the front and one strand on the back. I need to get some wire clippers. And I have some here with my jewelry making supplies. So, and I want to get this kind of on a tight, there we go, kind of tight. And see, I need to go and then I'm going to see about cutting it right here without me having to rewind it. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to tuck that down there so it won't be so hard for me to find it next time. Okay, so this one I'm winding on the front side, and we're just going to kind of tuck it around itself like that and just kind of wind it. I'm not sure if this part is going to be hidden by the hidden signature or not. I haven't thought that far ahead, as you can see. All right, so this part is going to be wound around once and then twice. And I'll probably have to cut a little bit of this one off because it's a little bit on the larger side. It could be I take a little bit of washi tape or something, kind of tape, and wind it around in here to where it's not going to be or it would hurt anybody. I don't feel that it is. So let's see what it looks like on the outside. Ooh, little loose. Not sure. Maybe I should take and pull it a little bit more to the inside. Actually, I can pull it up and push it over the edge. I also have a tape or a ribbon. Oops, a ribbon that has a little thing of snowflakes on it. It's a brighter blue though. I used it on one of my winter journals that I did. All right. Oh. Okay. Trying to wrap it around to where it's got a little bit more tightness to it. Okay. Maybe that'll work. That kind of works. I'll probably work on it a little bit more off screen so you won't have to suffer through me doing that. But yeah, see, it's a little looser. I need to work on that. And then this part, the balls, I think I'm going to put them both in here and dangle them. Or I might just do one. Two seems a little much. But I did want a little dangle. So more than likely, I will try to attach this to one of those wires and let it dangle on the outside like that. What do you think? All right, let me clean my desk off because I'm going to show you some of my artwork and then I'm going to have to go. Just wanted to kind of give you an idea of where I was going with this journal, especially the cover, so you could kind of see how to do it if you wanted to deconstruct your own. I really like the beginning there with the little deer out in the snow, and then I've got the inside cover right there, and then that's where I'll glue in my signature. All right, well, I'll show this to you hopefully again before I go to the shop with it and let you see what it turns out to look like. And the book, it's a big book, really big book, so let me make room on my table that I won't be knocking everything off of it. All right, oh, it's going that way. All right, some of them go one way and some go the other. Now this, I might have to turn the flash off there. Sorry, I had to turn the light off so because it's going to glare. But yeah, this is some of my really early work. Really early, as you can see. And I have my old name on it. And I think it was out of one of those books that I was reading back in elementary school. I used to have all kinds of horse books. Oh, and one's on this side. And then here's another. So I said age 15 on this one. So I'm guessing that's how old I was for both of them. Except this one's face looks a little better. So that's just some. And then I've got an iris. This was chalk. I wasn't that crazy about chalk that much. I said period 3, so that was for something. Now there's the pony you've seen already. He's in here. This was some still lifes that I did. Yippee. Yeah, the balls. They always make you do balls. Ugh. I said that was period 6. That's just, I don't know what these are. Some kind of crazy assignments. Here we go. Vanishing point. This is what I was describing to you the other day. Now this was our annex building where they had the shop class and all that kind of stuff. Now with this one, the vanishing point, if you can see how the lines go, the vanishing point was out here. It may have been actually off the paper, but that's how you would do it. You would take your ruler. Let me see if I can get my ruler. And you would line your ruler up to that vanishing point like that. and you would draw off of it, and that's how you would get it. Maybe that's the vanishing point. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. That's my point right there. Because, yeah, and then with the up here, I can't remember. I think that goes down to it as well. So isn't that cool? We that's where we drink our water. And then this is the hallway. So you've got the clock, and you have the vanishing point here is, I think I must have erased it because it was like right in there, I guess. Somewhere between these two doors. It was right in there somewhere, because that's where this yeah, right in there. So I got all the lockers in. You can see the edges of the doorways as you went around. It was kind of cool design to try to figure out how to make and how it looked afterward. Now this was some kind of crazy thing that I come up with, and it was something about the good world escaping the bad world, and I called it Escape. So you got all kinds of chaos going on here. This was the good world, because it's got the unicorn and the angel, and then it's shooting down the devil. And here's his pitchfork with his hat and tie on it. Money, greed, I don't know what that was. Noise. Don't even ask me what this thing was with the tongue. It was like a person upside down and his face was on his back. And then that was like the Garden of Eden. Like there's NASA. I don't know if you can see it. NASA's knocking out the moon. So yeah, it was different. Really different. I used to love doing this kind of stuff too. Any kind of signs. I love doing them. That one's just marker. And I think that was some kind of a ball up there. So, and this was just something. Oh, here's another watercolor that I did. That's a couple of goldfish. And I have 84 on there. So that was not done in school. That was just me. Outside of school. That's one of those women. I don't know if I showed you that one. That's Amarillo. I started doing, I think I read the book Black Beauty, which was not one of my highlights because, you know, how sad that horse's life was. So I was starting to draw him, and I do it in pencil, and then I would go over it in ink, and you can see I kind of halfway even did this one. So that's what that was. Now, this crazy thing, Tidbit, it's, as you can see, it's like a Siamese cat. And my friend that lived down the road, her mother had a lamp that looked really similar to this. And that's what inspired me to do Tidbit. So, and me reading did a lot of different things for me wanting to draw. So I got into reading, you know, me sci-fi, the White Dragon by Anne McCaffrey. So this was from the cover of the book. I don't know if you can see it. I got the darn light shining on it. But I think this part of his wing I had to make up from here over because it was only on the front of a book, you know, and it had a rider on it. I left Jackson off of it, but that's what I come up with for that. And then I was always into anything with, you know, dragons, castles. This is supposed to be, I don't know if she was a virgin or what, trying to catch the unicorn with a lasso. But this was when I was saying this was a little bit before my time of getting horses confirmation right. This is in 1983. I put December of 83 on the bottom. But as you can see how long his legs are, and his body's short. He has a long neck. So I guess if you wanted to go in and say that was something to do with, you know, being not an actual animal kind of a thing, I guess I guess that's what you could say. But I think that was before I really got into knowing how to do the horses, especially the legs and such. Now, I did a pending of a turkey. I started out with his head, and like I told you before, I make everything larger. Everything else started getting larger, and his head should have been a whole lot bigger than this. This was 1985. So anyway, my dad liked it. And then I have the deer here, and I always said he looked more like a cow than a deer. And this is just a copy because the real one's down on the, and I think with this one too, the real one's down on the wall at Mom's. And back in the day, in 85, I used to work at Oak Hill Nursing Home. I was an activity assistant. That was somebody that would go and play the games with them. I did the bingo. I took movies around and showed them movies. I did the library books. I would make up all the calendars there. And this was I just wanted to do a newsletter. I always liked doing newsletters, so I made one up for then. And like here was one for fall. I think you can see there with the leaves on it. And then this was for May and June, so I drew some ocean stuff on it. But yeah, I love doing those kind of things. And yeah. Oh, here's one of my horses. I didn't put a date on this one. But it's like a stallion. Now this is after I kind of got to looking at some things. Although his conformation is still not quite right. But it was a stallion looking at his herd. And he's got the mama and the babies out here and a couple more mares. I did a big tree. And this was, I said 1987 on this one. I guess I was down in North Carolina then, because this was a girl I was living with. We rented a place together. So I made us a Christmas card. And I have to turn it upside down so it kind of folded it. You know, you folded it 4 ways. So you got all the different things. So it says, may the spirit and love of Christmas fill your life throughout the year. I kind of made those letters up. And then there was I liked how the candle. I always like the candles and the chimney there. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're trying to come out there. And then I did a witch's kettle. This was setting out in somebody's yard, and I kind of just drew it. That was in 85 as well. So I tried to keep these in order. Nothing's on that page. And these people also had an old Sunoco gas pump. So I did that as well. It had a crack in the front and a dent or a ding on it right here. And had blue Sunoco on it. And I think, no, I still got some more stuff. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I got into doing like little caricature type of things too, which was the little horses. So I got all these kind of different little horses here. I've got the Appaloosa, which is my favorite. I think I had Thoroughbred on that one. I folded it over. Got one that says Pinto, Palomino, Arabian, Lipizan. Oh, it was just like little outline kind of things. And then I did something called cat captions. And these are just all kinds of little cats. This was a cat we had. And so was this one, Button. We also had Digger, which is a hamster. So, but don't ask me where the ants came in at. I may have had an ant farm then. So I was just kind of piddling around with that kind of thing. And is that it in this book? Oh, no. Here we go. Okay. So, Mom, split up with Dad. So the girls went with her. So me and my sister went with her. And she lived down in town in an apartment complex. And just down the road, I was trying to get a job. And so I can get a car. I wouldn't got a car like my sister, but, you know, she got one. I had to pay for my own. Anyhow, I got a job at Betty's Burger Palace and Emporium. You get that name. So I had a few of my artwork hanging up in there. And there's this guy he was from the area, came in, saw some of my stuff, wanted me to come up with, he had this a comic strip kind of idea that he called the Mall People. That's what this is all about. This is the Mall People. So I was coming up with people that was going to be. This is like the Studley high school guy, cash casual. And then here was his girlfriend who was a cashier there. Her name was Trish. Then there was an old lady who was like probably the owner of the establishment that Trish worked at. Then there was a little boy named Spike. And then there was a guy named Popcorn that had a popcorn stand, or, you know, the food court kind of a thing. I said something about a guy named Dusty who's the janitor and have a plunger in his hand. But anyway, that never went anywhere. He went and took it to somebody, and it never really panned out. Shocking. Okay. Well, I hope you got some great ideas from just taking clearance items and making a little journal cover with it, and then making a full journal eventually. And everybody, I hope you have a great, great day. And all my subscribers and viewers, thank you. And everybody come back again sometime. Bye-bye.